This will be the last session here.
This venue.
Venue. This will be the last time you're going to see me in this part of the world. From now on, everything will be in Puchong. If you are that keen to improve yourself, then you must find a way to get there. Okay. Before we say goodbye, okay? Let me deal with this very important subject. I started this session sometime in September the 23rd. When is those? 25th of September 1986. That's when I started this session. That's 32 years ago. And I'm going to end today. Coincidentally, the subject also has got to do with time management too. So enjoy this 2 hours. Hopefully that you will find a way to, find a way to do some of these things yourself. I talk, I go home. I won't benefit. You come and listen and go home. You won't benefit. You must do something about it. And unless you do this regularly and find a way to implement this yourself, then we have wasted time. Okay? Good. This is again something that I will deal with it today. Now, you know what is the thing that makes us not productive? What is it that makes us not productive? What is it that makes us not productive? Have you any idea?
Distraction.
Okay.
Laziness.
Sunita, come, help me. Help me, Sunita, come. What is it that prevents us from, okay, don't use the word productive, that's too big. Okay.
Efficient.
Sorry?
Efficient, not efficient.
I also big word, too difficult. Sunita, what's the best word? What makes us not want to do it? Not do it. Huh?
Procrastination.
Sorry?
Procrastination.
Just shut. Another big
That's
word.
another.
You know what I'm saying? What makes us not to do it, not to do things?
Laziness.
What did you say?
Distraction.
Distraction, yes.
Lethargic. Laziness.
Distraction, you? What do you say? No what? No goal. Okay, write that down. Okay. At the back?
Laziness.
What prevents you from doing something?
She said laziness. Laziness.
Hey, you cannot take 4 chairs enough lah.
No.
Give others the chance lah. Huh? Come. What is it that makes us not want to do it?
Motivation.
Sorry?
No motivation.
No what?
Motivation.
No motivation. Okay? What do you?
Lethargic.
Lethargic, yes.
No interest.
No what?
Not interested in doing.
Not interested. Okay. Okay. Not interested. You know what? I mean, this is something.
Lethargic.
If you think if you think a little bit, all of this are excuses. These are excuses. Yes. It's an excuse you are giving as to why you don't want to do it. You give an excuse because you're finding a reason to answer the question. It's like this, okay? You could have been the top student in your class or in your school. You could have been, right? But what prevented you to become a top student. The teacher was no good. The books were not right.
Lecture, bad lecturers.
Sorry?
Bad lecturers.
Bad lecturer. Okay. And what else? What else? The school was too far away. And I had to walk all the way. All these are excuses. So what is the problem? What is the problem? What is the issue?
Us.
Sorry? It's us. We are the cause. We are the reason why we don't do more. And we find everything else, that is the problem. In reality, we are the problem. We don't want to improve. Because why? Because we have friends who are also like us. And because we have friends who are also like us, we accept that this is what life is all about. This is what human beings are all about. We don't aspire to do better. But if we have friends who are doing better than us, then we also aspire to do better. Yes?
So choosing the right friends are very important.
Extremely important. Okay? Now, after the new government took over, one of the first thing they did was to raid this place, right? Of HRDF. How much they have swindled? The people working in HRDF, no? How much have they swindled? Or 650,000? Or 650 million? Huh?
Everything is in millions, so he puts there.
A year, no? And this is fun to help people like those who are working to be trained. And guess what? It was a money spinning thing. Not, but even if they spend billions of dollars in HRDF and give you all the training, I can tell you, nobody will improve because it's easier. They talk, you hear, you go home, nothing happens. But between what you do and what happened, that's the result, the end result. If you are not prepared to take the step to do it yourself, then the whole thing is a waste. So I wasted 32 years of my life trying to talk to you guys. Because you're not doing anything about it. So this will be the last time I see you here. You can always come to Puchong. Okay, let me say that subject today will deal with this issue, which I consider something as a parting shot. That is that each one of us want to find a way to be effective. We want to be effective to find a way. And yet I'm telling you, the way is in front of you. You are the reason why you're not productive. You can get more out of it unless you do simple thing. Very, very simple thing. If you're not prepared to do it, what is the point in talking? That's what, Lana. You must realize it. You have one chance in your life to do a little bit more for yourself. Don't do it for your company. Don't do it for your mother. Don't do it for your father. Don't do it for anybody else. Don't even bother to do anything. But if you want to be somebody, at least you want to progress in life, to do a little better. And this is a realization. You must realize it and then immediately do something about it. Whether you work as a clerk or you are a spy, whatever the case may be. You can make the change. And to do that, you have to do something. I can talk about it. But unless you take the step to improve, nothing will change. This is the sum total of what I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to explain that to you in a way. Okay? Look at this. Okay? when we say productivity, okay, we use a big word. And this big word is to say, hey, this is what I want to do. Okay, and this is what happens, okay? The measurement is what you do. What you do within a given time. What you as a person do within a given time. Some people can do few things. You can do less things. You don't realize it. And that's why one of the essential part of this is that unless you do the formula which I always told you about, and something that you've got to work on, okay, something that you need to constantly work on is this 3 formulas. Come, Sunita, with your handwriting. Don't sit there like a dumbbell. Come. Right? 3 things you must do. Okay? And this is crucial, okay? First, the first and most important thing is you must learn the skill of controlling your thoughts by this one by one. This only skill that you got to learn, writing it down. You must control your thoughts, otherwise you will not be productive. Because as you sit here and I'm telling you, I'm talking to you, many thoughts are running in your head. Yes or no? Yes or no? Many things. Things that were not done, things you want to do, and many things are running. That thought must be controlled. And I'm telling you the formula is to write. Every time a thought comes into your head, you must write it down. If you don't, then you are a wasted life. That's why 80% of the people of the world are poor. Because they just do whatever comes into their head. Okay? And because you are like that, the one that's a little bit smarter, they cheat everybody. As we can see in our own government, the previous government that is, those people at the top cheated everybody else. That's what you got, okay? Now, you allow them to do that. You're not willing to take it. So the first thing is to control your thoughts. And that, the formula is right. And the second thing that you need to do is that everything you do that you want to do, you must have an objective, or like something that this is what I want to achieve. This is what I want to do. That I define it as a goal. And the most important thing that you need to do after doing this too, every time you do a task, you need to sit down and review it. Where's the rest of the gang? You have to review it. Now, many people that I've met throughout my life have one problem. They don't know how to review. That is because you never, when you went to school, you never ever did your homework when you went back from school. You did your homework either at the last minute or you cheated the homework. Yes. And because you're used to that kind of habit, in life too you do that. A review is, when a teacher gives you an assignment, after school you go back, you sit down, and if you do it, you probably do a good homework. But you're not prepared to do that, because you were prepared to do something else. Now, as a child you did that. As an adult, what are you doing? You're playing with your phone all the time. Now you're playing with your phone. And then you have the WhatsApp, the Facebook, and what have you. And so you occupy yourself with so many things that you become very unproductive. And the way to get out of this is to do these 3 things. In my mind, it's very clear. The moment you sit down and review, Once you review what you're doing, what you've done, can I do this? I've done this job. Okay, I've done this. Now, if you ask yourself the question, hey, can I do it better the next time I do it? What do you think the answer will be? What do you think the answer will be? What do you think the answer will be? Don't sit there like a dumbbell, okay? What? What will the answer be?
Yes.
If you've done something and you ask yourself, can I do this better? Is there a way I can improve? What will the answer be? Will it be no?
No, you say yes.
You will say yes. They will say no. Is that right? Or you might say, hey, why should I ask myself this question? You could ask that. But if you don't ask that, you will never improve. Because the improvement is not somebody else. It's you. And I find my very good example, unfortunately Ikram is not here, is Ikram. You ask him this question, he'll tell 6 months ago and now, his productivity has increased by 100%. He's 100% more effective than he was in December. I'm coaching him all the way. Now, again, it's up to you. Somebody can give you a guide. You need to make that happen. Now, a lot of people, they give reason, excuse, my mother-in-law, or something else, my boss, and I have too many things to do. All that is total nonsense. You need to understand yourself. And the only way you can improve is to ask yourself whether or not you want to improve. I find that people like to come to this session to get some kind of a, boost, some small morphine injection once in a while, and they go home and come back again, okay? It won't help. It will not help because this is the answer. The answer is that time is a limited thing. Because a limited commodity, and you are not using it productively. That's the key to that, okay? So, let's look at this, okay? First, what is productivity and what is time? See, you know this for a fact. You will read this, okay? Those of you who have already got this, you can see that, okay? See this one. You see how much more can you get done within the given time? This is what it is. And what do you need? What do you need to get more done? Simple word, skill. What skill do you need? This skill. This is the managing skill for managing yourself. This is not about time. It's about managing yourself. And the thing is this, you must understand that you and I have a brain, and that brain is all the time collecting information. It's got no time for you. It's collecting information, digesting it, thinking about it. All these are things that you're absorbing by yourself through your 5 senses. That's why you can't think at all. In fact, thinking you never thought in your life, except in situation when you are forced to think. Meaning that you don't know what to do and you have to find a solution. That is the only time you think. The rest of the time you don't even think. And that's why people don't use the time properly. One of the reasons why. As I said, the skill can only happen. This is a skill. Sunita, where are you? Are you lost? Come. Write the word. It's a skill. It's a skill that you need to develop. This is not something, take it for granted, I know how to do it. It's not. It is a skill that you have to develop. And you got to constantly do it over and over and over again. In 1999, okay, Harvard Business Review did this and wrote a whole The whole magazine was dealing with this. It's called Inertia. You remember that? Inertia. And they say that the moment you don't progressively go forward, you will always be dragged backward. In my last book that I wrote, I talk about spiraling downward. It's the same thing. I try to make it as simple as possible. In my experience, the moment you go back, you think about what happened yesterday, day before, and then you're dragged to the. That's why business people or even people like yourself do not progress very fast, because you're stuck with the past and you're dragged to the past. And therefore, unless you get out of this, you can't think at all. Your thinking has stopped in your case. And this is a fact, okay? You want to improve, then you got to start thinking. Only then your intelligence will come. People talk about consciousness, that is a nonsense, total nonsense, because why? When you talk about awareness, that means you are awake. That's what it means. Consciousness means that you must go beyond that. Not living with your, all these things that happened in the past. In order to do that, this is the key. Then, when you can control your thoughts, your intelligence will emerge. That's what happens. And that can only happen if you do one of the last things, which is to review. If you don't review what your work you have done, even having a conversation with your own boyfriend or girlfriend or wife or husband, if you don't review, then you are not progressing. You are regressing. That's what happens. Okay? So, you look at this. Okay? See, this thing, it's like, okay, what is productivity? It's about output and increasing output. That's what it is. What can you deliver in 1 hour? And then, can I increase my output enough? And the answer is yes. In order to do that, okay, when you do that, then you get profit, or you get both, one or the other. And then it is a personal. This is, you see, it's not to do with the company selling a product or that. That's a secondary thing. If every single individual in the company, if he or she can put in that 8 hours in a very effective way, the company will do very well. We will do, even under recession. But if you want to cheat people and you want to swindle people and you want to do all sorts of nonsense, people do that. And we have a good example of our previous government. Okay? And there may be many examples of that. This is because easy. 100 million in somebody's house. It's a great thing, isn't it? When it's so easy, you don't even have to think about it. Now, we cannot fall into that trap. What I'm saying to you, okay, each one of you sitting here, okay, each one of you, this is the last time I'm going to talk to you, because after that, you have to come to Puchong already, okay? Now, I'm telling you this, okay, if you don't want to improve, it's okay, nothing to do with me. But if you want to improve, regardless of age, you want to improve, then you better start thinking of these 3 things. And you don't even have to buy a system. Don't have to, no? You can do it without that too. But you must have that skill. Okay? Somebody must coach you, somebody must help you. That's what I'm saying, okay? See, at the end of the day, what is this product? It's about, you see, this is time, and that's what you get. Now we measure this productivity by the dollars. Okay, that's how we plan. See, but this productivity has become a cultural issue now. It's actually a very big cultural thing. You see, everywhere in the world, they talk about productivity, improve your productivity. Okay? And then you ask yourself, aren't people productive already now? And this is the shocking part. In a very organized country, where time is a very limited commodity in their country. This is Sweden. People do not work more than 6 hours a day. Okay? They have also done studies within the country that shows that people don't have to work more than 4 hours a day. And if they work every day 4 hours, 5 days a week, the output is the same as someone working 8 hours a day. So now they have slowly brought it down to 6 hours. Now the next step is this, is to bring it down to 5 and then eventually become 4. In other words, if you work for 4 hours, it's as good as you working for 8 hours, 40 hours a week. They have shortened things down. And has Sweden's productivity gone down? No. In fact, it's gone up. Then you go, oh, but Venga, come on now. There is technology, artificial intelligence, all that's bullshit. That's all bullshit. Because the power of thinking, no artificial intelligence has the power to think. Only human beings has. That thinking, that intelligence, you're not using it. Because you don't use it, you move with people who are like you. You don't want to be better than them. Therefore, you move along this earth like as if, hey, Sarah, Sarah, whatever will be shall be. And that's why we are like this. You need to change. And the change is inside you. You have to decide that, okay? I can't help you. You must decide and you can make the change. You can, if you want to. If you don't want to, no issue, no? Do what you are doing and be happy with it, okay? But then don't blame the rest of the world. You are to be blamed for that, okay? And a good example is set by our youngest minister, okay? 24 years old, is that right?
26.
26. Huh?
26.
26 years old. Siddiq, isn't it?
Yeah, Siddiq.
It's a good example, right? Is that a good example or not?
Yes.
Do you all know about him or not? Do you envy him?
Yes. At a young age.
Sorry?
Good. At a young age.
But you know what? He comes from some Islamic college, right?
Yeah, it's not.
What did he do?
He participated in debate and all that, so I think he was.
What did he qualify in?
Some debate champion,
Huh?
Debate championships.
He got a degree. Yes.
Besides that.
Yes. That's why Oxford University offered him a place. Something that he also said it. But you go and read about it, okay? So it's possible. Hello? It's possible. If he can make it, so can you. Then we have our little Indian boy, 22-year-old parliamentarian. Okay? So here you are, some two examples, okay? One is a Malay, another one is an Indian. Say, what have you got, man? You understand what I'm saying now?
Yes.
And and the current human resource minister was, Kula. He was what? What was he?
Nasi lemak.
Huh?
Nasi lemak.
Nasi lemak. So there you are. This country has a lot to offer. But if they can get there, why can't you? Because they are willing to work hard. They are willing to examine themselves.
The other day, our present Prime Minister said he was selling one time goreng pisang. That's where he learned this.
That's correct.
He said, goreng
That's
pisang.
correct.
I started with goreng pisang.
Yes, correct. This you're talking about Mahathir, right? A 93-year-old fellow. Yes. Yeah.
Goreng pisang.
So the thing is this, what you want to aspire. What do you want to aspire? You must decide. And the tools are there. 1, 2, 3. That's it. Now to make it happen, you of course need some skill. And I told you already, okay? This is what it, okay? See, this personal productivity is the key. If you are not productive yourself, nobody in your company is going to help you. And if you bother whether, oh, I'm very good, the other one is no good, then you are the worst. Yes. You are the worst. So, therefore, what is it? This, see, all of you, and including me, we want to get more things done. But we are not organized. That's the key. When I say organized, meaning that throughout that 24 hours, we are not organized. Our mind is always running around thinking of all sorts of things, okay? And therefore we don't control that. We don't control the thinking. And therefore, time just slips by us. And eventually, okay? So, see, all the time, we always want to do more things. We want to free up. That's why Sweden is a good example. They're freeing up that 8 hours to 6 hours because they want people to go home, because they can then spend time with their children, to actually spend time to build that value system within the home, which they have lost, which we had before. Nowadays, a young kid, less than 2 years old, in order to shut the kid out, they're giving him iPad. What a rubbish, what a stupid thing to do. iPad. That's what happens. What do you think the child is going to grow up? Smarter than you? No, be poorer than you. You see? Then whatever is there is getting into the head, and that's going to control what him. And that's what happening. So my view is this one. See this? See, people must understand, yes, what does this productivity really mean? What does it mean to you? I know what it means to me. But you must recognize, what is it that is important to you? When you talk about productivity, what is it? What is it that you feel can be productive? And what should you do? What should you do to become more productive? Meaning, release some time to do the things that you want to do. It's okay. That is productive. We're not talking about work alone, you know. We're talking about the 16-hour wake hours. How do you make that? There are 3 things that are important, okay? See this? First, aspire to get done. Now you see the word? The first time, okay? Thinking about what you aspire to get done. Now, this aspire to get done is a goal you set. You set this every single day. Today, I want to achieve this, or I want to complete that, or I want to do this and the other and all that, okay? And you know what? You can fool everybody, but you cannot fool yourself. Correct? You understand? So, the second thing is, you know this, okay? You see, are you physically capable of? Are you physically capable? Is there any person here who's not physically capable? Do you have a brain or not? Do you have a brain or not?
Yes.
You have a brain. Do you use it at all or not? Do you use it at all or not? You think so? No lah. We never use our intelligence. It is doing things by itself lah. It's an autopilot lah. It's an automatic thing. Even coming here, you came in automatically. Yes. Unless you change that habit, you will not improve, okay? That's what I'm saying, okay? And thirdly, see this? You see that? Every task that you do, you must want to achieve a goal. So, being your most productive self requires these 3 things. 1, 2, and 3. So what's so difficult about it? What is so difficult? Do you know what to do in a single day? Have you allocated time? You understand what I'm saying or not? Have you allocated time? I will spend this time to this time doing this, that, and the other. And when you finish it, hey, have I done it? Could I have done it better? The next time I do it, I got to improve away. That you only can discover that improvement. Because experience comes within yourself. My experience is not your experience. And quoting people, so and so is like that and so, is a waste of time. Because that so and so you can never be. So within yourself, how to make that happen. Now, let me give you some quick examples of what is required. Okay, this is find a way to do. Okay, these are big words. Okay, there are 4 things here. First, do you know yourself? Have you done an analysis of yourself? I'm now referring to you as a person. Okay, as a person, do you know yourself? If not, that's a step number 1. Unless you know yourself, okay, and I'm telling you, you can do this yourself. The second thing is, do you understand your own personality? Meaning, why are you in a certain mood, certain time? Why are you like this? Why are you like that? Have you examined that yourself? Have you talked to yourself? Why the change in thinking? Why do you sometimes feel sad, sometimes happy? Why? Why do you allow other people to influence you? Why? Why you feel sad when you watch a movie? It's just a bloody idiotic box there, and people are playing the movie and collecting money from you. And you sit and watch the movie and cry. What kind of idiotic thing is that, I have met an idiot like this. How can you look at an idiot box and cry over something that's making a movie out of it? How come? Are you a human? Or are you an animal? Even an animal will not cry. But we get involved in why? We have emotions. I'm not saying crying is no good. Crying is very good. But then the thing is this, okay? Do you understand yourself? Do you actually ask yourself, hey, can I improve or not? Can I find a way to do this better or not? If you don't, your personality will not change. Thirdly, you need to know how to organize yourself. Meaning that this question, I put it in my WhatsApp and my calendar in the Outlook or some bloody iPhone, won't work. An organization meaning this means that you are able to see a whole week or a whole month. Then you know whether or not you are allocating time to achieve the things that you want to do. Whether it's personal, work or otherwise. You must do it. If you don't do it, you're wasting your time, life and your time. And finally, see, there is a thing called discipline. That discipline, no, you can't buy that in a shop, You can't buy in a shop, nor can you read a book and understand it. It is something for you to develop. Self-discipline of how to manage yourself. The rest all is a waste of time. Okay, these 4 things, this is the strategic view of trying to manage your time and become productive. If you cannot do these 4 things, I wish you luck, no? Okay, simple formula, easy to do things. What more do you want? Question is, you must do it. Now, you again tell you this, okay? I tell you this, okay? You cannot go and tell somebody to do something when you yourself are not doing it. So if you work for a company, your staff's working for you, you must show your own example. If you don't show your example, nobody will follow you. Then they will also follow you if you have shown what you can do and where you have grown, how you have become. It's not that I try to impress you with my own way of managing it. I'm not trying to impress you. I can't impress you. Okay? This is me. And that's why I can talk like this. Okay, number 1, I'm not here to please you. You are not here to please me. I am here to tell you what you should do. I want you to improve yourself. Because when you improve, who will benefit? Will it be me? Will it be me? Who will benefit? Yourself, right? You want to improve or not? Do you want to improve or not? I can't hear you.
Yes.
Do you want to improve or not?
Yes.
I can't hear you.
Yes.
Do you want to improve yourself or not?
Yes.
Now what are you going to do about it? You understand? It must be within you. It's within your reach. It's not something that's impossible. If you want to improve, then you must address it to your own self. Then and then only it can happen. Let me show you a little graph that I found out. Okay. See, this productivity and time. See, this is a chart. Sorry, it's a small chart. Okay. This is high. This is low. High meaning that this is productivity is high and time allocation. Look at this. When you have sex as an example, okay? Is the word sex as a word? Yes, having sex, there you are. See that? Having sex, okay? Having sex is highly productive. But the time is very short. About 30 minutes. Okay? What else is high there? And in medium, see that? You see this word? Cleaning. You see this? Cleaning. What is cleaning?
Housekeeping.
Okay. See now? Do a lot of work. And it's medium. What is high? See this? What is this?
Programming.
What is this? Programming. What programming are you talking about? Huh? What program? Computer programming.
Could be mind programming.
You see now? This is the highest. This is a study that was done, okay? They show you that actually people, see this? This low, that's high. And that's also high. This is the programming. Programming meaning this programming themselves. Meaning they take time and think about themselves and what they need to do. So that's the highest productivity comes in. And nothing to do with work, you know. You know, here, inside here, see this? What is this? What is this? What is this word?
Eating.
Eating. Eating appears here. Okay? Time consumption is low. But high, when you're eating, you know, very productive. Okay? Then you see here, what is this?
Exercising.
Yes. Good for you, right?
Yep.
Time also very short. But very productive. See, so you can see this is something put together. Now, you want to know more detail about it? When I wrote my first book, I did the statistics of how much, where we spend time and all that, okay? In that book, I went through detail. How many hours of this, how many hours of that. That reference had been taken and now used quite a lot. This was a study done long time ago. You can see that in the book called How Long Can You Wait for Result? Now, you see, if you look at this, you ask yourself, gee, where is work? What kind of work? You understand? There's none. Actually, I'm telling you this, a lot of you should not be paid a salary. Because if I measure what you actually produce and the wage I pay you, okay, you are not worth employing. Yes. Because if I don't give you a job, then the country will be in, like Africa.
Poverty.
Like Africa, like the Middle East, you know. It'll be like that. Because that's what happens in the Middle East. That's what happens in Africa. Okay? To some extent happens also in Eastern Europe. Because they are so poor, they have nothing to lose. Man, so go and fight, no? Create problem, no? Okay? Thank God that we have new Malaysia. Hopefully will not turn like that, no? But the fact of the matter is like that, okay? Guys, when you got nothing to do, you will create problems. Is that yes or no? So they employ you, give you some work, give you a few bucks, okay? Give you the crumbs lah. I take the big one. That's why they've been stealing so much out of you. It's your money too. Because you never pay attention now. Correct or not? Think about it, okay? Yes. So don't laugh. You are the cause of the problem. And you are part of the problem, okay? So, look at it, okay? That's why I'm saying this, okay? You can do more than what you're doing now. I know your bosses are not around. I can say this to you. But you are doing, if you do more, it's for your own benefit. You're not giving your boss a lot of money. Of course you're not. Because whatever you learn, that experience, is something they can't take away from you. Using that experience, you probably can do better. Now, of course, there are many ways to do that. I've changed the slide, Sunita, because you complain. See? Yeah, you complain, remember? So, how do we go? Okay, yes, you are. Okay, this is the key thing. You see, I say here very clearly, you don't understand. In fact, none of you sitting here do review constantly. Do you do review? Do you do review? Do you do review? Huh? Do you do or not? Do you? Do you do review? Do you? Do you do or not? See? That means you're not. It's not, I review this and I don't review that. No. Everything that you do, you need to review. And I know that Peter does not emphasize on that. I know that. Because why? He doesn't do it himself. Okay? I'm telling you. I am telling you guys. Okay? Now they have introduced, I believe you have introduced one more set of people. Okay? Now, that's why I was telling you, I would like to come to your place since you have about 24 people there. If you put together, okay, give me half a day or so, I can drive up there and come and talk to you about one subject, review.
Take the train.
Yeah, I can. She want to accompany me too. Okay, very good. Yeah, somebody can pick me up from there. Yeah, I can't drive. Nowadays at my age, I find difficulty in driving. Can I get a train? Okay? What I'm telling you, okay? You see, this is something that you need to do. Review it. Review all the things. From your encounter with your boyfriend or girlfriend or your wife or husband, whatever you do, you need to review. Say, could I have done this conversation I had? Could it be better? What did I learn from it? How can I make it even better? Unless you ask yourself these questions, your intelligence will sit there and do nothing. Yeah, put the bag down. It's okay. What? Is that your bag?
Sorry?
Is that your bag?
Yeah.
Your bag needs a chair?
Yeah.
See, again, wasting a seat. You can argue and say, the seat, okay, this is a mentality of ours, okay? Okay, what I'm telling you, okay, unless you review everything that you do, then you will not be productive. You cannot challenge me on that. Because you have never done it. I keep track of that. I keep track of every activities I do. Even when I'm sitting and doing nothing, I review that. And I try to explain to myself, is there another way to do it? That's how I have improved all my life. By doing this simple thing. And you know what? Otherwise, you can only do that provided you currently know how you are spending time. How are you spending it? You understand what I'm saying, Anna? You understand what I'm saying? You need to record down. And I can show you graphically, my own time. Where am I using it? What is my rating? I can also tell you that. This is not because of the fact that I'm dealing with a subject called time management, but because of the fact that it's about self-management. Okay? It is not a record that I'm thinking that finally when I die, it's burned together with me so I can take it to heaven and have a conversation. It's not that. It's currently, if I can't even manage myself in this heaven, what is the bloody hell? This body will be burned anyway. So what is the heaven for? You understand what I'm saying now? You review now to see how you can adjust it, improve it. You need to do the improvement here and now, not when you are dead. Nothing will happen after that. Okay. So this is something that's how to become productive, not be busy. We are all very busy. Yes or not?
Yes.
Is that right or not? Busy over what? Busy over what? You're busy over things that you don't even know what you're busy about. See? Am I making some sense out of this? So, as a parting shot, please go back and think about it, okay? See how you can make it better. This is the key. If people say they are feeling tired, if people tell you, oh, I'm frustrated, this company is dying, nobody's looking after me, you are to be blamed. People who complain about other people are the first people that must be shot or hanged. Because they are the one that is making things worse. Okay? Yes. People who complain are the people that are destroying. And you have a lot of friends among yourself who are like that. And then you get caught into this trap. And then you feel very lethargic at the end of the day. And then you blame everybody else. Okay? So, change that. Okay? Now, this is a concept. Now, unless you have a plan for the whole month, you cannot prioritize. So, bullshit. This is good for CEO. Talk like that. Use the graph. It's not good. Because you do not know between what is urgent, what is important, what is not important. You don't know the difference. Unless you put it down and ask yourself, should I be doing this? If the answer is yes, what will the result be? What goal will I achieve for that? It's actually I'm wasting your time. Then why are you doing it then? You see it now? You with me or not? Unless you ask this specific question yourself, you will do things that are non-productive, waste of time, even at work level. We do it because why? Routine, no? Correct or not? Very routine, no? I have to do it because why? I don't know why, but I'll do it. No? When you don't question that, your productivity will be zero. And that's what I'm saying again. So all this is important, but provided you can put them into a timesheet. In other words, you can look at one sheet and say, hey, this is what it is in a whole month. And these are the things that I got to achieve. Or I want to do this. Then only you can prioritize. Okay? Let me just quickly go through. Okay? One thing about being productive. This is a fact. Okay? This is not a joke. The fact is that if you have a cluttered table, a table with a lot of things where your working space is, then you are not productive. You are the most unproductive individual you can ever meet. So if you see somebody's table with a lot of things on it, that person is hiding from the truth. It's not he's busy. He pretends to be busy. And you know what? He's the most unproductive person in the world. And if you have such people in your office, they are all very unproductive. They are not good. In fact, if you sit with them and go through what they are doing, you'll find out they probably work for 1 hour a day, and the 7 hours they're chatting away and doing all sorts of nonsense without being productive. That's why the first thing to do is to get yourself organized. Now, if you read my first book, in my first book, I discussed this in one chapter. How to even place your paper. Look at me. At this age, I'm almost 80. At this age, when I come here, I come with the things that I need to use. And then they are put in a proper place so that I can dismantle it afterward, put it back again. This is the reason of being organized. I can show you this. So this is the key. If your table is not organized, you pretend to work, put a lot of things on your table, you are a very unproductive person. So get rid of it. Go and organize them. Okay? Now, you see, this is one of the worst things that's happening to all of us. Time, what are they? Distraction. All that distraction that you have, okay, all that must be thrown away. You see, the file is a distraction. The clock is a distraction. Your wife's picture or your husband's picture is a distraction. It is. It is, I'm telling you. Everything that you have on the table is a distraction. Yes. And don't tell me, oh, the white man is doing it. Huh? Go and live in the white man's country. Huh? Then you know what is productivity. Because you know why? You know why or not? In the white man's country, they got no time for you. Okay? If you are not a productive person, they measure you every week. And you know what? Just to give you some statistics, okay? Do you know there are 40 million Americans, about 12 to 13% of their population, who has no home or who live on the street? They are all unemployed. 40 million Americans. Do you know that or not? Have you ever heard this idiot called Donald Trump talking about it? Have you ever? 40 million. I thought the number was 5 million. Until 2-3 weeks ago, I heard that in the news broadcast. 40 million Americans, that's about 12 to 13% of the population, got no home, got no job. They are begging in the street, or they are going to a place to eat. Now, how many percent of our population got no home in Malaysia? Do you know? Do you know or not? I also don't know. I also don't know. Okay? There must be some, no? There must be some. But probably they live in some homes or some kind of thing, and people provide free food. To me, it's like that, no? Okay? To me, it's like that, okay? If you have no job, then you deserve it. A beggar, I will not give you even 1 cent. Okay? If you cut your leg and start to beg, worse still, I won't even give you anything. You know what? Charity, I don't believe in it. Okay? I don't. Because why? You're making people lazy. I don't. Okay? And this is a fact. Because why? Any able human being can do something. Can do something. Okay? And I've seen many examples of that, okay? Okay? This 40 million are lazy. Drug addict, maybe. But all this is is partly their own fault. No? So coming back to our discussion, okay? There are many things on your table that you should get rid of. Okay? You can put it at home. Okay? Now, look at this, okay? This is what we call a kind of a productive scale. Okay? This is high when you are able to spend 100% of your time and your energy. This is low, your energy. Now look at this, okay? This period is starting point, and this length here, see that? This is 110 minutes. It's roughly 2 hours. Roughly, Okay, you notice that you are high. This is high, and this is below. That means you're lazing around, not doing anything. This is where you think you are. You're not. In fact, this should be stretched. So if you look at it, this is at your energy level is very high, and your focus is very good. So in a period of 1 day, there are 1, 2, 3. And this is about 20 minutes, or maximum 40 minutes. Okay, so you got 40, 40, 40. The 120 minutes, where your energy level is high. The rest of the time is not high at all. Yeah, most of you will think that you are here. That's why in the review, I ask you to score yourself. You will notice that even me, as an example, I can't get a 4 for almost all the things I do. I get about 4, meaning highest score is 4. I get roughly about 18% of the time. Or 18%. And this is for 30 years. I've waited on, okay? Most of it falls under category 3. Okay? So to get this peak is not easy. Unless I slowly start to expand this.